the 2015 Women's World Cup.
Well, as you know by now, the U.S. women's soccer team world champions, that after a decisive 5-2 win over Japan at the World Cup. And the U.S.'s 5 goals, not the only huge numbers from last night's final. The TV ratings, they're in, and we're talking record territory. More than 25 million people watched the game, making it the most watched soccer match in American history, not just women's, men's included, all soccer. Now, more people watched the game than did the NBA or the Stanley Cup Finals. The question is, where does it go from here? And I come as a guy who schleps 2 daughters around the travel soccer things all over, wherever it is. Can it ever translate into filled stands? We talked about this with women's basketball before and the WNBA struggles and blah, blah, blah. We can go down this. It seems that the only outlier is really women's tennis, sometimes a little bit on golf, but really just women's tennis. Why can't this ever connect with such high participation where there's enough of a market for women's soccer, which I find compelling?
I think it can, but I do think it takes time. And we saw last night with the number of viewers this had and the amount of excitement surrounding it that it absolutely can translate. But it's going to probably take a generation or two, like your daughters, and people to get older and to have their own kids and to go and to pay money to go in the stands and to watch it on TV. So I think it takes time. I think in generations.
I agree, but Andrew, we remember cover of SI, Brandi Chastain there after she scored the winning penalty kick, and they won gold that time too. We all thought it would translate into pro leagues, big contracts, viewership, the same metrics we talk about now. It didn't happen.
Well, first of all, women's professional soccer, women's World Cup soccer is still comparatively new. It's not as well storied as men's soccer is. It does take a while to build up the fan base, but it's also, let's be honest with you. People want to watch the U.S. national team play for a world title. It's everybody's favorite team, but it's hard to break that down to the Dallas Dynamo or the
like
Philadelphia
the,
Freedom or whatever it
hockey
is.
And stuff.
Yeah,
everybody knows.
It doesn't break down nearly as well. And you could ask the same question about men's soccer in the United States. You're starting to see more European soccer.
Yes,
and smaller
certain
stadiums
markets do very well there.
Certain ones are doing better, but it's certainly not on par with any of the 4 major sports.
I'd go to games. I really would. I'd take the kids to games. I'd watch. I mean, I find it enjoyable top-level stuff, even more so than women's basketball for some reason. But it hasn't caught on. But, my God, 25 million people outrated the NBA Finals. Think about that for a second. Okay. Next sports story, A-Rod, the comeback kid. I never would have thought, even as a diehard Yankee fan, we ever would have been saying that in spring training. He's now on a PR bonanza. First, he gave back $150,000, or they gave to charity for the guy for the 3,000th hit, and he handled it, the talking, really well. Those performance bonuses, $6 million. I know your eyes are like $6 million. But yes, they worked out a deal there. He wasn't going to take it, but they'll give that to charity too. He gets cheered more than he gets booed, even on the road sometimes. And now people are pushing to get him on the All-Star team. And I bet you if he gets there, he'll get cheered in Cincinnati when they call his name. Have you remembered an Image Rehab when the guy had a career long of so many stupid, bad acts, but in his final act at age 40, he seemingly has turned around his public perception?
I guess off the top of my head, I would say Muhammad Ali. After he took on the Supreme Court and everything.
But he was beloved on principle for what he did by some.
But not at the time. At the time, Muhammad Ali was starving and didn't know where his next meal was coming from. And he worked his way all the way back. The bottom line, I tried telling you guys this about A-Rod, but you guys think I'm a little cuckoo, I guess.
Well, more than a little. Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody loves a winner. The business of baseball. You ever watch when you go to a Yankee game when the pitcher's about to make the pitch and they all bend down to get in their position? It's a business at the end of the day. And as long as A-Rod can hit that ball over the wall, at the end of the day, I don't care what the critics say, that's the only thing that counts.
There's been guys like Mike Schmidt, if for baseball fans, who was an all-time great, arguably one of, if not the best third baseman. He was never beloved. A-Rod is never as liked as he is now, and I'll even go back when they won the World Series in 08, or whatever it was. He's more liked now than he was then. For the life of me, he's handled things unbelievably better than before. They actually need him now. But I'm still shocked by how quickly the public forgave.
It's all about whether or not everybody loves a winner, that's agreed, but it's all about whether or not you have a PR strategy or not. I mean, there's a way to win people over. Look at Jimmy Carter. He wasn't a very popular president, but he's going around building houses now. He certainly has a higher...
That's an amazing connection. But for 19
he has a higher
years,
approval,
he's done
likability
everything
rating.
wrong, Andrew. For 19 years, he's always done wrong.
He's not beloved. I mean, he's getting cheers for his resiliency, and he's the best player on a bad team.
Very forgiving. Bad team. They're in first place.
Yeah.
Wait,
not
the
for long.
Orioles are below them.
Not
in the standings.
for
Yeah,
long.
go ahead.
Not
Yeah.
for long. No, I'm just saying it's a lot of what Dominic said about forgiveness because he's doing well and he's producing for them offensively. But it's not. You ask people, you go out on the street and you ask 10 people what they know about Alex Rodriguez. Beloved isn't going to be the first thing you hear.
Beloved
isn't the
forgiven.
100th thing you're going to hear.
Forgiven, though, probably.
I don't know.
Why do you even ask him?
Well, delightful
He's
punishment.
a Mets
All right.
fan.
Well, we want to see what you have to say. Forget about.
I want to change seats now.
No, you
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to.
Well, what do you have to say about this? Go over to Facebook and Twitter and answer a question. And it comes back to our first sports topic, which was women's soccer. Win the World Cup, huge ratings. People know their names. The question is, can pro soccer ever get a foothold in America? All right, coming up next year, I say goodbye to the pen. I'm going to bring in our next guest. We'll talk about the Pentagon. A new report has come out from the outgoing Joint Chiefs of Staff here, chairman of it, saying that we got a long fight ahead. I'm not just talking about with ISIS or Al-Qaeda here. The world is getting a lot more complicated and a lot more costly, and we might be at war with even nation states in the possible future. More on that after this.